Hey guys, Cindy over paper.old.new. Thanks for coming by and spending some time with me today. I am coming to you with, I suppose this could be a making from my mess, but I'm calling it a picker project. I don't know. At the end, it may change. Who knows? But making from my mess right now, we're in the middle of fabric. The only reason I say it could be making from my mess is because I'm pulling out paper pads. And this is a project that I've been wanting to do for a while, which was the other reason I called it a picker project. So a while back, I took some strips of this, and I had some of this cardstock left over that had been sitting around forever. And this pad was sitting on top of this cardstock, and I was like, that goes really cute. So I glued a piece to it, and I ended up with this little tag and this little card, okay? Both of which I thought were really adorable. And I made a pink and brown and beige paperclip pocket. We've seen these in Tina's Mass Makes, and I think we've already done the revisit for them. So you've seen these. It's a very simple trifold pocket with a little flap here to hide your paperclip on the inside, and then you can just clip it into a pocket and stick, little ephemera pieces down in there. And I made it to match this using this paper pad. Okay. The other project I did with this paper pad is when Tina was making these simple pockets. Okay. So this is just a gusseted pocket. And I decorated it with this pad. You can see the love letters. And this piece is from up here. So, and I love the way this turned out. This is one of the favorite pockets that I've made as far as like not being in a book or anything. I love this pocket. And what I decided was because I have, okay, are we looking? I thought I would make a set. So in the set so far, and who knows, I might come up with different other pieces, but in the set so far would be a tall card, a tall tag, a paperclip pocket, and a gusset pocket. Okay, so I went through and matched up as many of my pads as I could to some paper that I liked them with. We're going to start off by taking, this already has this pocket. So we're going to make the tall card and tag and this pocket with this pad. And I've selected this. This is a double-sided cardstock. So the inside is unicorns and swans. And this is going to be what we glue to. So the inside of my pot, this was also double-sided. I'm upset because ideally I would have wanted more of this. I'm out. And I don't think that this pad is made anymore. I think I would have to go on eBay and find somebody who had remnants left over that I could buy. So basically, this is really easy. All I'm going to do for the first part of this is I'm going to take two of these and we're just going to glue them on here. Now, I am going to try and figure out where I want them glued based on what I'm seeing. So I left a little more at the bottom and top than I do on the sides. And then for the tag one, I might want to go up into there. Okay, and get some of this on the tag part. So as you can see, I'm going to end up with scraps, mostly because of how I'm choosing to do this. Now, you don't have to do it this way. You can just slap them both down in an area. I could even do it this way. I would have to do it up a little because I do need that enough to put that tag in there. And then I would have this strip to make the pocket out of, the paperclip pocket. This has got to come over some more, though, so that I have enough to cut that in half and still have borders. And I'm just eyeballing it. This is not a, real fancy, like, I don't know. I'm not getting real into it. Now, I'm thinking glue books. Let's get the fly paper out because fly paper is useful. Okay, so we'll take those off of there and I'm going to put them up in this drawer. Okay, and then I'm going to do this with the glue stick, I think. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, sorry guys, I had to turn my fan down. Worst enemy of trying to do glue projects is a ceiling fan if you've got it on high. Okay. So I'm just going to glue stick these down. This is a very thin, these pads, the paper is very thin, like copy paper, maybe thinner. Probably not thinner, but okay. And then we're going to put it so that I have a bottom and a little bit of a side. I'm trying to make that as straight as possible. That is also the hard part about having these, because straight is my enemy. We all know this, right? My eyeballs are crooked. Okay. So that's the first piece down. Now, the tag and the, what do you call it? The tag and the card are not difficult because of the fact that all I'm doing is gluing them down and cutting them out. The decorating for them would typically come later. Although if we get a few of these kits, like the base of a few of these kits made, I may very well. Okay, we're leaving a gap so that I have enough space to cut borders. And I'll put that down. Well, obviously, if I have any spots that are coming up or don't get glued down all the way, I'll go back and fix them. But for now, I have this one just in case I need it to do. Now, this already has this pocket, so I don't know that I'm going to make another one of these out of this. So this is extra. And what I might use it for is to make the gusseted pocket for this. This pocket for this set might come out of this paper because I don't have any more of this paper either, or that Argyle paper. So, yeah. Anyway, all right, let's put that on. Move this out of the way, and we're going to cut these out. Now, I'm going to need my big ruler because, well, this is a full 12 by 12 piece of paper. A little more with that border up there. And I'm just going to cut. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn it around. You know why I'm going to turn it around? So I can see how far away from this I am. I just want that little bit, that little bitty bit. Like that. It doesn't really even fall on a line, but I'm going to work with it. Okay. And then we have this to make our paperclip pocket out of. All right, and we're going to go up the middle of this one. Let me see if I can center this kind of. Okay, we're going to put it right on there, and I'm going to go up the middle of this one. And then we'll trim all the, oh, that might not be middle. Let's scoot it over a little bit. How about that? Is that better? I think that's better. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's still too wide on this side. All right. How much do I want to cut off? Maybe about like that. All right, guys, I'm guessing. Remember, I'm eyeballing. I'm not doing any measuring. So, okay. I told you my eyeballs are crooked. It was straight. Okay, perfect. All right, and then let me see. Is that about? I'm trying to see how much of a gap I have there. It's probably about 3/8 of an inch. Of course it is, because I wouldn't want to do anything simple. So if I put it right there, sorry, I'm trying to okay, so what I'm doing is I'm lining this end of the pad up with this 1/8 mark, and then I have 1, 2, 3 to the 1/4 inch mark, 3/8 of an inch. I know you guys are like, why you got to do all the measuring stuff? I thought you were eyeballing this. I just want the bottom and top to be even. I know. Don't get me started. Okay, and there we have our card. So this piece made, and almost exactly the same height. So not too bad. All right, now this one needs backing because I'm not going to keep it like this because I do want it to be a journaling card. And you can write on here, it is a notepad. But I'm probably going to cover this, like I did this one, with some sort of, this is actually fly paper from a book, but I'm going to cover this with some sort of paper. And it probably won't be thick paper, only because, I mean, it's, it's cardstock. It doesn't need a stiffener. All right, and then we're just going to cut this one. Now for this one, again, I only want, I want that to be even there, and then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to get 3/8 of an inch of a bottom. And then the top, I'm just going to clip the corners. So let's line this up. I like this cut. I'm going to line this up as best I can. It's not the same width. It's a little bit, this card on top is a little bit wider. So I'm trying to center it so that my tag things come out the same. That looks about right. And then we're going to cut these corners and we'll have our tag. Okay. Guys, are these not cute? I love this. So then we have, so far we have in this set, wait, what do I do with my card? Is it under this one? No. No. Oh, it's upside down. Okay. So far we have a tall tag, a tall card, and a gusseted pocket. I mean, how much fun is that to have this set? Now, because I have the gusseted pocket, which I did decorate, I can use stuff similar to what's on the pocket to decorate these if I'm so inclined. Okay, now for the pocket. Okay, basically what you do is you're going to fold this into thirds. I guess it's all going to depend on how big you want your pocket. So say I want my pocket about like that. Well, no, because we're going to need our pocket to be at least the width of part of this page. And you know what? I might use this part. Okay, so let's take this off of here. I need this. And basically what I'm going to do, I don't need to tell me these aren't straight. I'm beginning to think they don't make these grid lines straight. Okay. So this is what we made, and it does have a little bit of a border. I think I'm going to cut it off right there. So it's going to be right here. And it'll say letters on it. Like that. And I think I'll put it down at the bottom, and then we can do something at the top as a border. You know, decorate and stuff on the. All right, and I'm going to clip the corners. I don't know how well this is going to work because this paper is really thin. Oh, it did okay. sometimes really thin paper doesn't work real well. All right, and we're going to put this all the way down at the bottom. So let's put glue on the back of this. I don't know if we're going to make a ton of these. That's my daughter knocking. Hold on a second. We're really going to have a discussion. Okay, so get that on there as straight as possible and get it down. Oh, I got. Hang on a second. Okay, sorry about the interruption. All right. Anyway, back to what we were doing. So then what we're going to do is we're going to fold this to where we want it as far as a pocket goes. So I'm going to be wanting it to be about that wide. Okay, on my front. And I think, yeah, I forgot to leave room to fold. You're supposed to fold over for the gusset. I think I'm going to, I think our gusset is going to be because we have an extra flap on the back to put the paper clip between. So let me fold this. Okay, so I'm going to cut it right here. Okay, and then our paper clip will go on the back here. All right, so the way we're going to put this pocket together. Sorry, all over the place. So this is our gusset. We're going to glue to that. All right, because it's my gusset and I don't want it seen, I'm going to cut it at an angle down into the pocket. And that way when I fold it over like this, I'm just trying to pull it all the way to the edge. We redo the fold over here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. And then anything, like you can see along there, once I glue the pocket shut, I can take care of that. For now, what I'm going to do, I forgot to get a paper clip, so let me do that. I'm going to get a couple in case we are able to get a couple of these done. Probably not more than 3 sets. So, okay, now I always glue the small piece to the inside. So I'm going to put it on here like this. Another thing that I found that I like doing, and this is entirely up to you, especially since this is a pocket, I like leaving a little space to like string something through and tie a little bow. Again, entirely up to you. All right. And then all I'm going to do is glue this down over top of my paper clip, and then that'll hold the paper clip in. So let's put glue all over this. And since this is double-sided paper, my pocket's lined with sideways unicorns. I don't necessarily know that anyone noticed. I'm going to do, just because I'm paranoid, a little bit of extra glue right there. And then we're going to put this on here right up to the edge. Okay? And again, anything sticking out the bottom, just trim it off. I'm going to put this on here so I don't get glue over my mat. And we're going to, I want to make sure the paper clip is all good, squished in there. Get all this glue that was on my fingers off my thing. I lost my glue rag. I really should come to the table more prepared, shouldn't I? And I was even gone for a little bit. Okay, now, of course, the last thing we need to do is I'm going to put a little dot of glue under the gusset. There's no bottom gusset, So this is going to need to stick to the bottom or you're going to have a little hole in your pocket. And then we'll put glue all over this. And all across the bottom here. And then we're going to close up our pocket. Okay. Perfect, perfect. Although I will say, I think that I thought I was going to put, it doesn't matter. I was going to put this at the top, the gap at the top, so I could put a border up there. But that's okay. I'll just put a border on the bottom. Which works good because now that I've left that thing there, whatever I put as a border on the bottom, I might be able to tie into the top. We're going to cut all this stuff that's sticking out the bottom off. It feels like my lining piece and my front pocket piece came down a little too low. Make sure that's good and closed. This is my, All right, and then we have a little clip-on pocket to go with our set. Let's make sure our pocket still opens. Yeah, there we go. Pocket. It's like this one. Okay, so that one goes with that set, and that one goes with that set. I mean, how much fun is that? I love this. This is awesome. I can't tell you how much I love this. And if I wanted, oh, guys, okay, how perfect would that be? Well, I think this is too small. Yeah, it is. Darn it. I don't want it to be shorter than this because as it is, it's going to be down in the pocket. Pretty good. So I don't want it to be any shorter than this. But we might be able to get a piece from the other when we do we're going to do a gusset pocket for this set. This here, and get this piece. And I think, let's see what the measurements on this pocket are. This pocket came out to 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 by 5, I need to cut it 4.5 by 6. I'll show you why in a minute. And I am going to get my scoreboard because it just works better for me to do it that way. So I said it needs to be 4.5 deep. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Okay, the 4.5 deep, as you have probably already guessed, 1, 2, 3, 4.5, is so that I can make my 1/2 inch gusset on the bottom of the pocket. Okay, and my pocket will still be 4 inches tall. That's plenty to make a card for our other pocket out of. Okay, and then we're going to make it, we want a 5-inch wide pocket, so we're going to make this, actually, you know what? I think I want a 5.5. So we're going to make this 6.5 inches wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Because we want a 1/2 inch gusset on either side also, so I have to account for 2 1/2 inches going across. I'm sure you guys, right? And then I'm going to score mine because I just fold better that way. All right, so we're going to score it 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch there. And then if you want, now both sides of my paper are patterned, so it makes it really hard to see my score marks. But you can go ahead and, I buried my scissors, guys. Ooh, don't throw it off the table. All right, so we're going to do right there and right there. Doesn't have to be perfect. It is on the back of the pocket. You're not going to be able to see it. I'm angling away from the corner to make that tag shaped. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the top. So I always angle them down just so that they don't, peek out at the top of my pocket. So you're going to angle down into what would be into the pocket, away from the gusset. So it's from the oh my goodness, from the score line downward. Okay. And then you're going to fold all of these back to make your gussets. Right? And then this one up. And there's our pocket. Okay. I do not know if I have any of the things I decorated this with. So it might get a little bit of a different treatment, but let's see if we can at least make it similar. I think it's back here, so we're going to need this. Okay. So we have our one piece. Now this is the piece that we're going to make all of our decorating embellishments out of. So here, I cut these 3 pieces off of my pad piece, right? We've got this whole set going over there. So we're going to use this as an example. Now there's no words on this one, like that one has love letters, but there's other little embellishment things that we might be able to use. So let's do, I'm going to take the flower at the bottom. Seriously? Okay. And we might cut that in just a little bit. Actually, you know what you could do? All right, guys, you're going to watch me fussy cut. Because we're going to cut this off. And then I'm going to cut the branding off by doing a shaped piece. So we're going to go like that. Actually, you know what I could do is just go, although I'm really bad at cutting round things. And there we have a little shaped piece to go on our. Now I like the rounded corner look on these little tiny pieces, so I'm going to round these. I need to clean out my corner rounder apparently. Oh no. My little shaped piece is too wide. Come on. I mean, it's only paper, right? It should be able to. There we go. Hate it when it clips it and makes that little. Okay. So that's one piece for our pocket. I'm also thinking that it would be fun to have this ribbon piece as well. So we're going to take the ribbon piece. And then we have the top piece to break up as we see fit. I'm wondering if I could cut it in half. If I cut it in half, do I get the key and then the heart? Maybe. And then I'll have 2 pieces to decorate with. Okay. We're going to take this right up here like this. And this is just the analyzing to figure out what parts you're going to use kind of a deal. This might look really cute across the top. It's not going to go all the way across, but it might be fun to put it across like that on top of something. I don't know. We'll see. All right, and then I've got this, which I can back a card with or whatever. All right. Then we want to let's get some lace and fun stuff. All right, let me clear up a little bit here. I might only be able to do the one group with you guys. I was hoping not, but I could at least show you what I've paired up, papers-wise and all that. I do have some more of that, which will be good. What else? I wonder if we could use some of this. I mean, I like that on here. The question is whether or not I like it with this other stuff. Does it feel like it's still going to be... I mean, I haven't decorated these yet, so if I use this on here, I can... There's glue under there. Okay, we might use a piece of that. We did do some layering of things, so maybe a piece of this. Does this go? Maybe not. What else? What else? What else? No wood. That's kind of wide. I'm thinking a strip of that across there. And I'm wondering if I should put some of this under it. That's a pocket, isn't it? Maybe I should cut it off of its... Let's cut a piece of this off of here. This is very similar to, but not exactly same as. I think this is old, and I had just like a couple little tiny pieces of it. So I don't have any more of that. There will be a lot of times where I don't want the lace to necessarily be doing this ruffle thing that it does when they sew it to these top pieces. So I'll cut that off, and then I've got a nice flat piece of lace, which for the purposes is better. Okay, and then I'm wondering if I can still stick this one here. Would that look okay? Maybe all the way to one end, and then I can stick something there. Like, let's cut this in half. I'm hoping that it goes right by the heart. It's going to cut the tip off the key, but I think that'll be all right. Like that. They overlapped a little bit. Now, what if I cut the heart out? And it's kind of I mean, it looks like a heart, but it's also a skeleton, a leaf skeleton. So it's not perfectly heart-shaped, but it's close, and it's cute. What do we think? Now I'm not sure if that's too busy. I don't know, I kind of like it. Okay. But this is going to be, it's not going to be by itself, so this is going to be under here like this. And then this. Okay. And then let's trim up here. We don't need it to be that big. And round this off. I feel like it's missing. Oh, well, in this one, So in this one, to fill in some of that back, I put music paper. So I'm wondering if I should do that again. Book page or music paper or something. Okay, let's take all of this off of here. Also, we should have a flower. Ooh, I just spotted something, guys. We might have to do a switch out. I don't know if I'm going to use that piece. I think that piece is what's throwing me. I want to cut off a piece of this. If I use it, I use it. If I don't, that's okay too. Because what I'm kind of curious is if I want to go in the same, like if I want to use this formula, where I take this and put it here, would this still be maybe in the middle? I'm looking for this to kind of break up the pink so it's not all one. But also it could be this part. So like if I just put a piece of it here, so similar formula because I like the way this turned out and I'm trying to figure out how the pieces would go on it if I did it. So this on here like this. All right. Now, do I want to use this? This is where we'll start like moving away from the original kind of. And this is where we need that book page. Okay, and maybe this on top. I think I do like all three pieces of fabric. Flowers, we might do simple. You see how long this takes me, right? This is why I'm only going to be able to do probably this one with you, because this is going to take me forever. I was hoping, but I don't think we're going to make it. Although what I might do is end the making part and then make a few more of the kits and then bring them back and show them to you so you can see how they turned out. I think I want to use this, and I think I want some tiny, to mimic these flowers. I've got some tiny, I didn't want to do that, but my buttons are being difficult. Okay, so like this. They're like coconut fiber or something. Yeah, I like it. Okay, that's good. And I wonder if instead of the bling, would that get that? Where are these going then? Okay, let's put all this away. And I turned my hot glue gun on, so we need to get moving on some of this. Okay, there, all the buttons are away. I did find this one with a ridge around it, so we'll hold on to that one just in case. I also have a whole thing of these. I just don't know if I have any that I would consider small enough. Oh yeah, there are little ones down here. Wait. We're going to hold on to that as well. Guys, this might be like my favorite pocket. Okay, my glue gun is ready. It's dripping. It's so ready. And I'm going to, all right. I think I turned that on too soon. Although I can do these. I'm going to cut them apart because I won't use them together like that. And we're going to put the buttons on them. So we're going to put a button on this one. At the very least, we'll have these done, and then we'll start putting the pocket together. I'm excited, guys. We're getting another one done. I looked at that pocket and I looked at those things and I was like, you know what? I have a whole stack of these pads. I want to do little kits, little ephemera kits out of these pads. So voila, that's what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to put this stuff down. These are going to go down with Fabri-Tac. So this will go down first. And I am going to spread it. And then we're going to lay this in it. And we're going to let it hang over the bottom, just like that. Okay, and then what did I do with, I got music bits from yesterday. Well, yesterday in filming time. For you, it isn't yesterday, but, you know. Torn up, you know what? Let's do this. Okay, now, how about if I do more lipstick? I gotta change out the pad. I don't know why some of these like drink in them or something. This is probably going to be the wrong color pink to put on here altogether, but all right, we're going to put this one together. Like I said, what I probably will do is off camera. And this is my thought right now. Whether or not this comes to fruition, I don't know. What I'm thinking is off camera, I will do a bunch more because they'll take me forever. And then at the end of this video, I'll tack on a little, I'll insert a little spot where we just look through the ones that I made. Okay, where do I want to put this? I don't want too much of it covered up. I want it to come down onto the lace. I don't want too much of it covered up by the ribbon. That's going to probably be about half of it, though. Like that. Yeah, we're going to go low in between. Okay. Let me see where I'm going over to. I think I'm going to go over to right there. And we're going to... All right, where's my little... making a mess, that's where it is. This is that, by the way, I didn't mention, this is that stiff floral ribbon that they use a lot of times in flower arranging. So, yeah. All right, now, just so that I know what everything looks like, we're going to cut this off. Okay, and we're going to cut this off. Oh, no, didn't cut the gusset. All right, so far so good. Okay, and then we were going to put this on here. No, this way, like that. I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down because I know that's where I want it. Put it right there. Okay, now my hot glue gun shut off. So what we're going to do is turn it back on so that I can glue this down. Because I want to go ahead and put this down and then I can arrange all of the other pieces based on where this is. Oh, gotta turn it back on. According to it, it's still hot. So let's get moving. Okay. So right like this. Right. All right. So we're just going to glue this on. Okay. Cut the ends off so we know exactly where everything is. Oh, it's all folded up there. That's okay. All right. So I probably should have ironed it a little bit first. I don't know. I'm wondering if I can get that to glue down if I put this here. Like some of it stick up and some of it stick down. Like that. We're testing the powers of this glue and the paper. Whether or not it can hold lace down but still let lace flip up. It's a lot of glue down there. All right, so we're going to hold this lace down like that, and we're going to move this lace out of the way like that. Okay, so far so good, guys. Just got to get this Fabri-Tac here to catch. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, I know I'm being a little weird. Okay, so if I put this here like this, would one of these look good down here with this? Yeah, actually, I like that. Okay, so let's glue these down. We want this one down here at the bottom. Like that. And I want the nicer, like, the more patterny side. I know, that's such a lovely word, isn't it? Patterny. But the more patterned side I want up. Plus, that's the darker side. And I want the darker side up because it matches the paper better. I'm going to trim these. I'm hoping that they'll stay, but I'm going to trim them. I'm so scared those are going to come unraveled. I mean, my only answer for that is to put hot glue out there, but I don't know if I want to put hot glue out there. I might. Okay, so we're going to do hot glue in the middle, and then I'm going to do a little on this edge. On this edge where I snipped. And then we're going to turn those down into the buttons. Oh, guys, isn't that cute? Okay, now we still have our last piece here, which I think is going to go completely up under there. Now, the question is, does it need to be straight across? And I'm thinking yes. I'm also trying to decide where to put the key. I might put it over here. I don't know if it should be straight this way. Same as mimic. No, I don't like the mimic. I'm thinking diagonal. Okay. See how well this works. I'm hoping. It seems to be stuck. No, I went quiet on you there for a minute. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna glue these last two pieces down, and then I'm gonna let you go for now. I really love this this idea. So I don't know if you've got paper pads that are similar to this, or you know what kind of paper pads you have. But if you have anything that allows you to make something like this, it's a lot of fun to take the sheets of paper and create something and use up some of your paper pad pieces. All right, I'm going to put this on. I just want to stick it right here, kind of like a little connection between the key and the flower. And then I want to put this on here, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure where to put it. I kind of like it with the key, but I feel like that makes this side heavy. But I prefer this to this. Don't I? Guys, I can't decide. Maybe not. You know what? Down she goes. No more thinking. We say we overthink things anyway. Okay, there it is. The pocket to go with this kit. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying that you guys have this exact kind of pad paper, but I know everybody has, like notepads. So take out some of your notepads and see if any of them have like multiple elements that you could cut apart, and get out some scrapbook paper scraps and make yourself some little sets. I mean, I think these are adorable. Now what I'll probably do is use the scraps to decorate on here. So like maybe I stick, well, I have to be careful though. This is supposed to go down in a pocket. So, I mean, that's always the rub about doing any decorating on these, especially if it's going to have anything kind of 3D in it. Because my thought would be to put like a button or something down here. But I could probably put flat flowers down there or something like that. But anyway, so you guys take out your flippy pads, see if you can find some with some elements that will cut apart, and see if you can come up with some ideas on, making these. This formula works for me, a background lace, a little bit of music page, and something to go on top. My flowers in this case were these crocheted or embroidered flowers, and I still used buttons. This one also had a key motif, and I've got a ton of metal keys. You could probably put a key on here and it wouldn't go amiss. I mean, like I could put one up there or over there. I think it would be cute. Yeah, so give this a shot, and I will try. I'm going to see how long this video is, and then I'm going to see how long it takes me to make more of these kits. And what I might do is a refer back, like a flip through of the kits. Thanks for being here, guys. God bless. Goodbye.